Okay, hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. My name is Erin, for those of you who haven't met before. I am a Thermomix consultant and team leader based in Druin in Victoria. I am Thermo Loving Mum on Facebook and Instagram. Just thought I'd run this virtual tonight for you all, just to see a little bit more about the Thermomix TM6 and what it can do. So we've got a great little menu tonight. We're making pork gyros with tzatziki and flatbreads, which is going to be delicious for our dinner tomorrow night. But it's a really quick and surprisingly easy meal to make. So, sorry, just letting people in as they arrive. Yes, I'm going to show you all about it. So just to get us started, let me just flip back to the start there. So welcome and thank you all so much for coming. Yeah, like I said before, I'm Erin. I've been a consultant now, for about just over 2 years, I think, and a team leader for a month and a half, which is really exciting. So I first joined the team, about 2 years ago when we actually had our current Earn 4 offer that's on at the moment. I joined when that was last offered. So I joined to earn myself a upgrade. So I had the TM5, the model before this, for about 5 years and decided that I wanted to upgrade, but I didn't really want to pay for it. So I joined to earn it in 4 sales, which is what I did. And then I just loved it, loved sharing Thermomix with everyone, loved the commission, the incentives and meeting lots of new people. So here I am still doing it 2 years later. So what is the TM6? It's a smart connected cooking appliance. So what does that mean? It connects into your Wi-Fi and gives you guided cooking through Cookidoo, our virtual recipe platform on the screen of the Thermomix. So it gives us access to over 80,000 recipes from all over the world. And obviously, as this is just an open cooking experience tonight, I've picked our menu, but if at any stage you're kind of intrigued and want to learn more, we can certainly do a personal cooking experience, whether it be virtual or in home for you guys. And then you can pick your menu and kind of, tailor it to your likes and dislikes. So I'd love you guys to pop in the chat box. I'll just quickly pop a hi in there just so it pops up here. Pop in the chat box what's brought you along tonight. So what are you keen to see or learn from tonight? Do you have a Thermomix? And if you do, what model you have? Introduce yourself and let us know. Yes, I do, mate. Come to there, please. How good are kids? So next, I'd love you guys to have a little bit of a think about what's important to you with the food you cook and eat at home. So we've got a couple of ideas along here, and they are healthy food, simple, fast. Is it being creative in the kitchen, maybe making things that are a little bit different, or saving money? Pop it in the chat box and let me know as well. Hi, Anne. Thanks so much for joining us. Very excited to hear that you love your TM6. Thanks, ladies. I love that we can run these virtuals to help you learn more and really get the most out of it. It's a big investment. So, we're really passionate about helping you guys love it and get the most out of it. So these virtuals are so amazing for that, aren't they? So the other thing I'd love you to have a think about tonight is, what are your challenges around mealtime? What are your food frustrations in the kitchen? For me, my challenge is that I've got 5 little kids and I need to get the meal on the table really quickly without too much hands-on time. So that's my thing, and the Thermomix definitely helps me with that. But I'd love to know what's important to you guys. Maybe can you please go to bed? With the food you cook and eat, and then what are your frustrations in the kitchen? Pop it in the chat box and let us know. So the TM6 that we're going to see tonight is an all-inclusive price of $2,359. So it includes everything you get here. So the Thermomix itself, the Varoma, which is our steamy attachment, a hard copy of our basic cookbook, the spatula, measuring cup, butterfly whisk, simmering basket, and the splash guard, which is for our high heat mode, which we'll see in action tonight. There are lots of ways to get a TM6 in your kitchen if it's something you're interested in. Like I said before, and probably my favourite way is to join and earn. Let me see. No one in the waiting room, Charlotte. I think she's on the wrong Zoom. You can join our team and you can earn a Thermomix at the moment with only 4 sales, which is amazing. And then we have our 36-month interest-free offer running too, but we'll go through all of that in a bit more detail later. So we're going to get cooking, and yeah, like I said before, obviously I picked our menu tonight. So we're going to see Thermomix has over 20 different modes and functions, but we're only really going to see a couple tonight. Obviously, we're a bit more limited on time, so yeah, we can talk about them. If you've got any questions about other modes, please just pop them in the chat box or come off mute. But yeah, we'll get cooking. So I'm just going to spotlight over to my Thermomix. Please don't hesitate to sing out with questions as I'm going. I'm more than happy to answer. A couple of my team members are on as well, so they can help you in the chat box too. So just sing out as you've got questions. Okay, so this is our home screen of our TM6. So it's got our time, our temperature, and our speed settings. So very much the same as the TM5, but it's just a touch screen, which we can alter the. If I swipe across to my right, I bring up all of our different modes. So this is here we could use all of our modes manually if we wanted to. So we've got our built-in scales, which are accurate to 1 gram on our Thermomix. Our dough mode, turbo, they're kind of mostly the same as the TM5, but then we go into the newer one. So we've got a pre-clean mode, so your Thermomix cleans itself, egg boiler, a warm-up, which is a bit like a reheat, thickening mode, rice cooker, fermentation, slow cook, chiller. The list goes on, and we're very excited that in the new year we're getting a slicer attachment, so we'll have slicing and grating on there too. So if we swipe back across to the right, we bring up Cookie-Doo, which is that virtual recipe platform. So what you see here is exactly what you see on the app on your phone or on the computer. It's all kind of integrated and looks exactly the same. So it comes up with our search bar, and we can search from here if we wanted to. We can scroll down, check out, and there's a couple of just different features here. Some of the latest recipes, obviously we're moving into some Christmas recipes now. This is a bit of a feature about our new scaled recipe function. And then our most cooked section, and there's a few more down there. But otherwise, what we're going to do tonight is go into, so we can meal plan out with our Thermomix as well. So I've already meal planned our recipes tonight. So if I'm going to go into the My Week function, and there we've got our recipe. So we had the chicken Caesar pasta salad tonight for tea. Has anyone made that before? Those of you with the Thermomix, it's delicious. We layer up all the food, put the pasta in the bowl, cook the sauce, cook the eggs, and then the chicken in the varoma as well. It's delicious. All right, so we're going to get started. We're going to start with our quick flatbreads. So we just click that one, and then we could scroll down again, have a read of the recipe if we wanted to. It's often handy to scroll down to the bottom and see if there's any hints or tips. But otherwise, we're going to hit start cooking. So into there, we're going to pop 350 grams of strong white bread flour. So that's just baker's flour. So you can get that from the supermarket. I get a big box of it from Costco. A big bag, but I should say. Let me just take the lid off. So just because I took the lid off there, I just need to tear those scales again. So I think I mentioned it before, but your scales on your TM6 are accurate to 1 gram. So I think on the TM5, they're accurate to 5, and on the TM31, they're accurate to 10. So certainly a lot more accurate. Okay, next, 250 grams of yogurt. Just let that sit in. So just going to put that straight in as well. Has anyone made these flatbreads before? Or even the gyros in general? Has anyone made these recipes? I think people get put off because they seem like hard work and a lot of work, but as you'll see tonight, they're really not. Teaspoon of baking powder. Next, a teaspoon of salt. Again, and half a teaspoon of sugar. Next, we're going to pop the lid back on. Next, again, so it's walking us through every little step. And because we're in guided cooking now, it's going to have it set for us. So it's got 15 seconds set there. And I don't know if you can see clearly, but down the bottom it says turn the speed selector to speed 6. All right, so that's just combined those ingredients there for us. I'll quickly show you that. So just mix them all up. So then again, we're just going to hit next, just telling us to scrape down the sides of the bowl, just making sure you got all of that down towards the blades. Next again, pop our lid back on. Now I've got 1 minute, and the weak symbol is our dough mode. So that's just our kneading function. Sorry, just let me speak. So we just turn the speed selector once to start that. Okay. Kids don't want to go to bed tonight, obviously. Just having a quick read of the chat box. So yeah, so this is our dough mode, which kneads our bread for us. So 2 minutes or 1 minute of kneading in our Thermomix, which is what we're doing now, is equivalent to about 10 minutes of hand kneading. So it's certainly more effective and gives you amazing results first time. So has anybody, those of you who have a Thermomix, are you doing many bread recipes or dough recipes with your Thermomix? Pop in the chat box and let me know. What are your favourite things to make? We love all kinds of things. We make scrolls here, savoury scrolls for the kids' lunch boxes. Pizzas is one of our probably most, and we have pizza, most used dough recipe. But there's so many there, sweet recipes, savoury recipes. Red rice and sourdough, yum, Karen. All right, so just going to mix that again. And that's it, that's our dough for our flatbreads done. See that kneaded up there. So now it's just going to tell us exactly all the steps. So it doesn't just tell us our Thermomix, actual cooking steps, but it walks you through the entire recipe. So just telling us now to tip the dough out into a floured surface and bring together. So I'll just see if I can carefully. So I've just got my bread mat here. So these are a host reward. You can pick them up from the mix shop. Obviously, we've got a sale going on at the moment, but they're also available as a host reward with our bundled together with our oven mat as well. So they're a really great product, especially when you're doing breads and doughs and things. So I'm just giving the bottom of my blades a little twist there, and it just loosens that dough off nicely. All right, then we're going to bring it together. And then our next step is to divide it into 8 pieces and then shape each into a bowl and then roll each out into a circle. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to pop that to the side for the time being, because we're going to get our gyros cooking and then we'll come back and do it while it's cooking. Sorry, I did do that. So I'm just going to grab my spare bowl.
Did you know in 4 weeks it's Christmas coming up?
I did, mate. Can you please go to bed? So I'm just going to grab my other bowl and pop that on there. So I'm just going to cancel out of this recipe now. So if I go to my 3 little dots up the top, I can open a preview if I wanted to. I could go back to the recipe details screen, which brings up that whole recipe if we wanted to ever check anything. But then we've got scales, so we can access our scales while we're cooking, or cancel recipe as well. So that'll just take us back to our home screen and then back up into my week. And now we're going to do our gyros. So again, scroll down if we want to. I'm going to show you a quick little trick actually. Yeah, my computer stand is whatever it works on. So what you can also do with our guided cooking. So for this recipe, I'm actually just going to, the whole recipe makes our gyros spice mix. But I've actually made this quite a few times, and it makes a lot. So it makes enough for probably about 3 or 4 maybe meals. I can't remember off the top of my head. The 1 lot of spice mix. So I've got some made up from previous virtuals and every time we've eaten it. So I can skip those steps if I want to. So all I have to do to make that nice and easy is scroll down and scroll past the spice mix to the tzatziki. So for the spice mix in this recipe, all we do is add a jar or container on the top of the lid. So just kind of, taking our measuring cup off. That's what I'm doing, sorry. And popping a jar lid on there, and then just adding, it just steps you through like a teaspoon of this herb, a teaspoon of this spice. that kind of thing. So we can skip that part because we've already got it made, and now go straight to our tzatziki.
When you're finished, can you plug this back in?
Yes, mate. Can you please go to bed? So 1 garlic clove in there. I'm going to pop our lid back on again. Just going to grab my measuring cup, sorry. Put on next, and then we're just going to chop that in 5 seconds. So I've got 5 seconds, turning our speed selector to 8. Oh, there she's. Sorry, it's going. Thank you. Okay, next again. So we've just chopped that 1 garlic clove there in 5 seconds. And then we're just going to scrape it down again. So just pushing it back down towards the blades. Next. And into there now, we're going to pop 100 grams of cucumber, de-seeded and cut into pieces. So just kind of chopping around the seeds in the middle. Just you can put them in, but it just makes them more watery tzatziki with all those seeds in the middle. So if you're not like a nice kind of chunky and thick tzatziki, then definitely de-seed it. Next, popping our lid on again. Again, now 3 seconds, speed 4. Obviously, this is just like a normal tzatziki dip, so you could use this recipe if you wanted to, just to make a dip, get some entertaining, that kind of thing. So it's quite chunky there. See that. So I think this recipe just chops. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it another chop, just because I'll show you again. It is still quite chunky, and I just like it a little bit finer. So you can just use your back arrow on the left-hand side there. Go backwards and repeat the step if you wanted to. So you could turn it down and only do like it's a 3-second chop, but you could turn it down and do 2 seconds if you just felt like it just needed a smidge more, whatever suits you and whatever you like. So always remember that guided cooking is just that, just a guide. So you can change it to suit you and your family and what you like. What you like, what you don't like, that kind of thing. Like when I'm cooking, generally I leave out chilies and that kind of thing. Just skip on past it. See that? So the lighting's not over. That's a better chop for my liking for our tzatziki. Give that another scrape down. Next again. Now we're popping in 250 grams of sour cream. Does anyone make dips and things with their Thermomix? What's your favourite dip to make? It's so something that's so quick and easy to make, isn't it? And so much cheaper than buying them from the shops. And you know exactly what's in them, which is also obviously a huge win. Dips can be quite expensive. Oh, sorry, lost my. Sorry guys, just fix that stand up. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Next again. And then 1/2 teaspoon of dry mixed herbs. So I've just got like a, just a mixed herb mix, a ready-made one. So I just use that. And you can obviously pick your own herbs if you want to as well. So next, popping our lid on. And then turning the speed selector to 2. Oh, 2. Oh, sorry. Any questions so far? There's a couple of dips you guys are making. So the chat's moved a bit too far. That's good. Hummus, yeah. It's so good, isn't it? And so easy. Capsicum and sun-dried tomato. That sounds amazing. We make a few different ones. So yeah, just so much cheaper than buying them from the shops, aren't they? And obviously a lot tastier too. So that's it. That's our tzatziki done. You see that all right there? So like I said, kind of nice and thick doing it by cutting out the seeds of the cucumber. If you wanted to, you could leave them in, but I think it's worth it to take them out. Using our glider board here from the mix shop. I don't know if anyone has one of those. Makes it so much easier to move your Thermomix around without risking those scales. So I don't know if anyone's seen, but the mix shop has a 20% off sale at the moment. So if you need anything or have your eye on anything, make sure you head to the mix shop and get it while it's on sale. So that's it. That's our nice thick and creamy tzatziki all done there. So we're going to keep moving, make our meat. So I'm just trying to go the opposite way. So I just keep going through the recipe. So it says clean and dry the mixing bowl, but I'll just grab a spare one. Never have too many bowls. So those of you who don't have a Thermomix in your kitchen, I'm sure you've seen at the moment, we've got our $29 offer with purchase of a second bowl. So if you purchase a Thermomix between now and the 12th of December, you can pick up a second bowl set for only $29. So the best offer we run with our Thermomix by far, and the most popular. I'm surprised it hasn't run out yet, to be honest. It's, everyone loves a second bowl deal. So I'm just going to put, so this says place a bowl onto the mixing bowl lid and then weigh in our pork fillet. So I'm using chicken. So again, like I said before, tailor it to your likes and your dislikes, your families, that kind of thing. So I've actually just already weighed our chicken into there, so I didn't have to use more dishes, but I've just sliced it up, just the same I would if it was pork. So just hit next, and then we're putting in 30 grams of that gyros spice mix. So this is what we would have made at the start, but as you can see, I've just got a jar of it from when I've made it before. A little bit under, but that's fine. My chicken's a little bit under as well. And then 40 grams of vegetable oil. I actually personally find this recipe a little bit too oily, so I cut it back a little bit. Again, just what you like. Next, so we're just going to stir that to combine it all. So we've just covered our chicken in our oil and herb mix. So I have made this one with pork as well. It's just as nice. I just had chicken handy tonight in the fridge, so I just thought I'd use that instead. All right, so into our Thermomix bowl now, we're going to place 60 grams of brown onions, just thinly sliced. So again, tearing those scales and popping our onion straight in there. And then we're going to put in 20 grams of vegetable oil. So like I said, I like to cut it back, so I'll do about 10. I generally have it. Most of the high-end recipes I find are a little bit oily for us, so just do whatever you like. If you like it that way, it's fine as well. Popping the lid on, and then we're going to pop the the simmering basket on the top for this one. Just follow instructions there. So we've got 2 minutes at 120 degrees, speed 1. I'm not sure if you can see clearly as well, but we've got our reverse arrow on this one too. So that just means our blades are running in reverse. So they're sharp on one side and blunt on the other side. So when they're going in reverse, they're just mixing it, just as if you would be standing at the stovetop with a wooden spoon. Yeah, the blades are doing that, but without chopping it up. And 120 degrees is like our saute temperature. So it's just, yeah, literally kind of mimicking what you would do if you were sauteing your onions off on the stovetop. Yeah, it would be a nice little lamb too. Have you made it, Karen? I find a lot of the recipes you can switch the meat around really easily, and it's just, if not as delicious, better. All right, any questions so far, guys? Pop in the chat box and let me know. So like I said before, you can actually, we've got our 3 little dots on the top. We've got a preview button there if we want to skip ahead and see the next step. I'm sorry, the screen's not super clear, is it? You can just next through the recipe and read what's next. Just add your pork next. But we've got the 3 little dots next to our next button, and that just, we can access everything while we're cooking too. So it's got our open preview, our recipe details, so taking us back to that main recipe screen. We can access our scales while we're cooking if we wanted to. So we could, like, you know, pop something on the top and weigh it. Oh, that's me just touching it. while it's cooking. And we could cancel it, but obviously we don't want to do that. So we can also just go back to our home screen and look through Cookadoo if we wanted to as well, which is really cool. So we can, you know, do a bit of extra meal planning or whatever. I'll come back to that because we've only got 13 seconds left. And if I don't know if you can see that, but our recipe settings come up the top here while we're flipping around. So we just have to tap that and take us back to where we're at too. All right, so next again, 200 grams of that chicken that we're using. So about half of it, we're just going to do half at a time. Really smell those onions cooking away here now. Has anyone got any questions so far? You're a quiet bunch. Trying to get us all in. Now, because high heat obviously uses the bottom, we're using the high heat function next, and at the base of the Thermomix bowl is where obviously the heat is. So you just want to make sure that your ingredients, just because of the way I tip them in, I'm just going to make sure they're spread around the base so they've got good surface area contact to really cook the best. So next again, placing our splash guard on. My speech. So that's our splash guard. So it comes with our Thermomix and just locks into place, just an extra safety feature. So again, this is our symbol for our high heat mode. We're just going to turn that once. And that's going to cook away for us. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you a little bit more on the screen while that's cooking for now, and then we'll quickly do our flatbreads. So yeah, we can go back to our home screen. It's got our settings there for us. If I can try and get you a bit closer and see whether the lighting's a bit better. It's a bit better, isn't it? So these are our settings that we've got cooking at the moment. But if we scrolled across, we can bring up Cookadoo like we wanted to. Otherwise, we can head into the 3 little dots in the corner. And in here, we've got, you know, our recipe, our meal plan for the week and our recipe folders and that kind of thing. So my recipes is like the collections that I make from Cookadoo. So these are, you can make your own collections. You can bookmark your own recipes, the recipes you use regularly. Now we have created recipes, which is recipes that, you know, you might have adapted to your Thermomix stuff, maybe a family recipe, that kind of thing, or recipes from our recipe community. And now you can bring them onto your Thermomix to use with guided cooking too, which is really amazing. So our bookmarks are kind of recipes, like I said, that we use regularly. I have my yogurt in there, the pizza dough, porridge, that kind of thing. Created recipes are all ones that I've imported, whether they're my own ones that I've adapted or whether they're ones from, quite a few of them are from the recipe community. And then collections. These are our Cookadoo collections that I make just of things that I like. So you can name your collections whatever you want. You can have as many as you want. There is a limit to how many, but it's like thousands. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, you'd be doing well to fill it. The other really great thing about collections is they're available offline as well. So if you were, it's amazing, you know, you can take your Thermomix everywhere with you. You can take it on holidays, take it, you know, to your holiday house, anywhere, to a friend's place if, you know, you're having a dinner party, anything at all. So all you have to do is pop it in transport mode, which protects the scales a bit. And then you can access all your recipes that are in your collections offline as well. So if you're going away on holidays and didn't have an active internet connection, you can access them from here too. So I make my collections of all kinds of things, really. Cakes, baby food. I've got 9-month-old twins, so we're making a lot of baby food at the moment. Christmas, I'll be adding 2 more lunch boxes, main meals and things to try, that kind of thing. So they're all available in there, which is really cool. So in settings is where you go to pop it in transport mode that I was just talking about. So so super easy to take it wherever you want to go, which is amazing. Yeah, so then we can just go back to our home screen and bring that up. Any questions so far about that kind of thing, guys? I just thought I'd give you a bit of a rundown. Put in the chat box and let me know. You should be able to, if I stop talking for a second now, you'll be able to hear the real sizzle of the high heat. So it sizzles, And the blades don't move most of the time. So it sizzles up a bit like your frying pan would, really browns the chicken, onions, whatever you're cooking at the time. And then occasionally you'll hear the blades meet. So then it's like a stir like in the frying pan. I'm just going to lean over so you can hear it. I'll stop talking. Can you hear that? Yeah, so Cookadoo is our virtual recipe platform. So yeah, like I said earlier, it gives us recipes from all over the world. It's up to about 80,000 recipes at the moment. So it updates all the time. Like they're always adding to, they triple test our recipes on Cookadoo and then add them to the recipe library, I suppose you'd call it. So you can pretty much find anything you want to cook, whether it be main, sides, drinks, yeah, recipes from all over the world. So if I could use the search bar here, my internet's a little bit slow at the moment. And then you can type in anything you want. So for example, if I was to type in lasagna, select that there. And it's going to bring us up all the lasagna recipes that are available on Cookadoo. So there is quite a lot. We've got all different ones. You've got vegetable lasagnas, zucchini lasagna, ravioli lasagna. That sounds nice too. And then it's got the ratings. And from there, we can do it a bit like, you can click the three little dots beside the recipe, and Cook Today brings it into that daily meal plan that we're using when we headed in there earlier, where our recipes were. We can bookmark them, and we can add them to our shopping list too, which is really cool. So Cookadoo also gives you the ability to not only meal plan out, but order your ingredients through making a shopping list too. So I just hit that green little recipe book at the top and take us back. About 25 seconds of left of that cooking time. No questions, guys? Let me scan pop on in there. If I lean back a little bit, you'll be able to see the steam that's coming from the top of that too. So the high heat mode goes 40 degrees colder than the previous models. So goes up to 170 degrees. So really gives it the ability to really brown and cook off those meats so much nicer. So next, I'm going to try and I'll probably fog up the phone a little bit, but without tipping it out. You can see that meat and onion cooks beautifully in there. So I'm just going to move that back again, and I'm going to bring over our thermo server. So this is one of the black ones. They're not, the round black ones are not currently available at the moment. We do have an oval black one that's available as a host reward for a limited time. Just need to grab another. Sure. So you can get that as a host reward, but you can get just the standard silver black one available at the moment too. So like I said earlier, if you want to host a cooking experience of your own, just let myself or your consultant know. Or you can always bring guests along to these virtuals too and grab a host reward there. So next we're going to place in the rest of that chicken. Again, just moving it around the base there. Next again, 20 grams of vegetable oil, but like I said, I just do half. Oh, I'll put in 20 then. A bit heavy-handed. Lid on and the splash guard back on, and then we've got another 6 minutes. So I just pop the lid on that. Oops. Pop the lid on that one. I'll keep it hot. So your thermoservers keep your food hot for up to 2 hours, which is amazing. And I'm going to come over and roll out our flatbread. So I'll just spin you around so you can see my very complex computer setup again. Oh gosh. Sorry guys. All right, so get that mat out. I'm just going to grab my rolling pin. I've just popped the frying pan on too. So like this recipe said to divide your dough into 8 pieces to make this. That literally the same as anything else. If you like them bigger or like them smaller, just do whatever suits you. It's guided cooking, it's just a guide. So if you want it bigger, make it bigger. If you want it smaller, make it smaller. So how good is this hands-free cooking? So it's like sauteing or cooking like it would in the frying pan, but we're free to do our flatbreads instead. Ah, that's great, Anne. What have we done there? Demo servers are really great. I'm really doing well with my tech tonight, aren't I? Yeah, so your thermo servers can keep your food hot for up to 2 hours, cold for about the same. And, you know, like when you preheat them with some hot water to start with, they really do keep them kind of almost piping hot, which is amazing. So that is it. So just not super thin, but yeah, so I'm going to pop that in the frying pan and I'll be right back. So pop any questions in the chat box, guys. So you just give it about, depending on your frying pan, obviously about a minute each side, and then just work through them all. So this recipe I had a look earlier. I should have shown you actually. I'll show you once we finish. Oh, it might let me do it. You can actually scale it as well. So those of you with a TM6, have you heard of our new recipe scaling function? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. So we have a new, yeah, I'll just bring you over. Oh, what's going on with my screen there? All right, so if I bring this over, if I go back into my week and bring up my flatbread recipe, and you can do this for any of your recipes. If I scroll down and look across to serving size, you'll see now that that's a clickable or tappable, whatever you like to call it, sign. So this means that we can adjust our serving size to suit us and our family a little bit more. So this recipe allows, so it makes 8, like we said before, cut it into 8. Otherwise, we can change it to 6 or 10 as well. So I'm just going to flip that flatbread really quickly. So this just means that we can like adjust it more to suit us, and we're not, you know, if there's only a couple of you, you know, you're not having as much wastage, or if you're having people over or you've got a bigger family, increasing it to 10 sizes, so you don't have to cook 2 batches, which is really great. This one, doing it like this gives us a, you know, an exact tested recipe, but you'll see on the app or if you're looking on your computer as well, there is a way to change it to, like I could decrease that even more to like 2 servings or 4 servings if I wanted to as well. So if you want a bit more information or you want help with that, please reach out to your consultant or let me know and I can certainly help you with that. But our recipe scaling function is a game changer, especially for those, you know, that don't have the standard 4-person family. Like myself, I often have been increasing meals without just, you know, guessing away, but now I don't even have to do that, which is awesome. And just use the scaling and I've got a bigger recipe every time. Grab our flatbread. Which one's down over here? Okay. So I'll just hold it up in front. You can see that's just kind of browned up a bit there. So yeah, like about a minute or so each side. Obviously, you know, when you do these things like pancakes, the first one can be a bit not as pretty. And then they get better from there. But that's it, that's the flatbreads. So I'm not going to make them all and bore you with that. I can do that after finished. But they're that easy. We've only got about 10 seconds left of our pot too. Yeah, and the recipe scaling really is amazing, especially if you don't want leftovers, if your freezer's already full of leftovers, that kind of thing. It's so handy to scale it down a bit. And like I said, if you need help, just reach out to your consultant. They would be more than willing to help you with that. Okay. That's the rest of that pork. I'll just bring it back a bit. So you can see that, because I put that full 20 grams of oil, you can see it's a little bit oily in there. So I just used tongs to pull it out this time, so I'm not getting all that oil in with the rest of it. But yeah, if I was concentrating more, I'd just decrease that. I'm just getting that out. All right, that's our cooking done. How quick was that? What I might do is I'll just very quickly run through the rest of our flip chart, and then I'll plate up and show you. It's a super quick and easy meal, and like most of it, like you saw, is hands-free, especially with the cooking of the chicken. So yeah, a lot probably quicker and easier than what you might think when you look at the recipe, that's for sure. So we've already spoken a little bit about Cookadoo, which is that virtual recipe platform. So it is a subscription. So if at any stage you are thinking about getting Thermomix, but you're just not sure whether there's recipes that you would cook, that kind of thing, you can jump on and get a 30-day free trial and have a bit of a look and play. Just make sure there are recipes that suit you and your family. Have a play with meal planning, have a play with making your own collections, that kind of thing. Just no obligation, just have a play, and then if it's not for you, that's fine. Otherwise, you can purchase your TN6, and then you get 6 months free subscription with that. So that's automatically added when you log into your account on your Thermomix. And then after that, it is $69 a year. So that includes everything, all of your recipes from all over the world. It also includes your new modes and functions. Your Thermomix updates a bit like your mobile phone would. So when a new mode or update becomes available, like our slicer and grater will in the new year, that will automatically be done if you've got an active Cookadoo subscription. So I've said it again a couple of times, but if at any stage you would like to host your own cooking experience, please reach out to your consultant or to me. We can tailor them to your likes, your dislikes, your allergies, intolerances. Having a Thermomix in your kitchen is amazing for allergies and intolerances. Cooking everything from scratch without having to worry about what might be added and the cost of things. I know that in the past we've been dairy free when I've been feeding my babies, and being able to, make my own things really cuts back on the cost of having to buy everything without dairy. And I know it's very similar for people that are gluten-free too. We've got a couple of consultants in our team that are gluten-free, and it's just such a game changer to be able to, know exactly what's in your food. You don't have to worry about anything. And yeah, you're not accidentally having anything you shouldn't. Our second bowl offer as well is so great for that kind of thing, because if you wanted to, if you were really sensitive, you could keep one bowl for perhaps your gluten-free cooking and your other bowl for the rest of your family, or whichever way you choose to do it. You can, when you host your own cooking experiences, obviously you grab those host rewards too. So you can collect them all if you want to host multiple cooking experiences and collect them all. They're all really great products, and yeah, really learn more about the Thermomix. So have a little think about who in your network might be interested in seeing the Thermomix in action. It's totally okay if you've already got one. So like, a few of you on tonight want to learn more. We're all about that. So even if you're having your own cooking experience, as long as you have one non-owner guest, certainly bring along your owners too. It's really great to help them get the most out of it. So with your Thermomix, you get us as a consultant with it. So I know quite a few of you are speaking to different consultants in my team, which is fabulous. So when you buy your Thermomix, you get us with it. So we're really kind of passionate about helping you get the most out of your Thermomix, and we want you to love it as much as we do. So we're here to help you from the start, from kind of, getting started with your Thermomix, to as many cooking experiences as you want to, just to learn and help get the most out of it. We really understand that it is a big investment. So we really want to make sure that investment is working for you how you'd like it to. And then our team runs lots of cooking experiences as well. So we do cooking experiences like this one, and then we do classes too. We've got our next one coming up at the start of December too. So if you'd like to check that out, again, reach out to your consultant. So thinking back to the start and the foods that, what was important to you in the foods you cook and eat at home? So those healthy, simple, fast, creative, saving money, those kind of things. So after seeing what you've seen tonight, what do you think, how do you think that would fit into your life? Do you see a Thermomix in your kitchen? Do you feel like it could help you to cook healthier foods, fast, save time, save money, that kind of thing? Or could it really help you address those food frustrations and mealtime challenges? Certainly, something that we can help you to kind of talk about and see whether it is for you, that's for sure. So if you are interested in getting a TM6 in your kitchen, like I said before, that all-inclusive price of $2,359, and there are multiple ways to pay that. The first, you can join our team and earn a Thermomix. So at the moment, we have our Earn 4 offer. So that means you can earn a Thermomix with only 4 sales. So it's usually 6. So almost like it's really the closest way to getting a kind of a saving of the price off your Thermomix. Thermomix never do sales. But this way, you're only selling 4 and you're starting to earn commission after that. So it's a really great option. It's like, when I first joined, it was Earn 4, so I just couldn't say no to it. It's such a good offer. And then we have payment plans. So at the moment, we have our 36 months interest-free running. We have an easy 3 option as well, which is a bit like a take-home lay-by. And then, of course, you could do a one-off payment as well. We do have Afterpay too now. The average family can save up to kind of $40 to $60 off their weekly grocery bill using with a Thermomix in their kitchen, whether it be things like yogurts, snacks, saving on takeaway because you can make a quick and easy meal like this one, staples, all those kind of things. And then we've got our mix shop, and like I said, at the moment we've got 20% off pretty much everything in the mix shop except like bundles and things like that, and the Thermomix itself. So some really great products. It's a bit like a kitchenware shop with some things that are great to use with the Thermomix and some things which are just amazing for your kitchen. So pop in and check out the mix shop. And I think that's about all from that. If you've got any questions, pop them in the chat box. And I'm going to just bring my screen down if I can. Actually again. No, sorry, I'm so indecisive. All right, so we've got our flatbread there. And then I just need to get a little spoon. All right. So what do you think, guys? What did you think of this gyros, tzatziki and flatbreads? Was it harder than you anticipated it would be, or much the same? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. Just so you can put as much tzatziki on as you like. And is it something that you would have a go at now that you've seen that it's really quite easy? Okay. There we go. So that is our pork gyros with tzatziki and flatbreads. How good does that look? Oh, that's great. Thanks, Anne. I'm glad it looks easier than I thought, and you're going to give it a go. All right, so that's it, guys. Any questions at all, pop in the chat box and let me know. Thanks so much for coming along. The consultant that invited you or that you've been in touch with or myself will give you a call tomorrow and check in, see what you thought, see if you've got any questions we can help with, anything at all, but otherwise feel free to reach out as well. Like I said, we're all here to help. We want to make sure you love your Thermomix as much as we love it. So whatever that means for you, we are here for. So thanks so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your night. And please reach out if you've got any questions at all. Thanks. He's gone to bed now. Thank you. Thankfully. Thank you, Doris. Thanks for coming. Thanks, everyone.